All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Dragon Ball Genshin Squadron video. And first of all, I want to start out by saying I really hope you guys have been enjoying the Dragon Ball content as of late. Ever since the big Genki Diamond 3 event, I've just felt like reinvigorated to keep making Dragon Ball content. We have so much to look forward to. I actually got up pretty early to go over these patch notes because this is a big one here. Super Saiyan Bardock also released alongside this big patch last night. So I apologize. You guys have been seeing a lot, like between this and Sparking Zero, you guys have been seeing a lot of Super Saiyan Bardock thumbnails on the channel, like probably like what, 3 in a row or something like that recently. So I do apologize about that, but we just have so much to go over today. I want to go over the patch notes. I also want to, we're gonna get to Super Saiyan Bardock. Obviously that's like the big thing today, but eventually I do want to go over everything that we saw that's getting announced or, you know, released this year from the Genki Diamond 3 event as well. We have at least 4 major things to go over with that, but before we get into all of that, I do want to say if you guys have been enjoying the content recently, please be sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel for more. Even if you don't play Genshin Squadron, I know there is a portion of the audience that does, and that does appreciate when we go over stuff like this. And without further ado, let's hop right into the season 3.2 patch notes for Genshin Squadron. So alongside Super Saiyan Bardock's release last night, we also got buffs for 4 characters, being Kid Gohan, Android 18, Oob, who I'm really excited to see what they buffed with him, and God of Destruction Toppo. I'm not really sure if Toppo needed buffs, but either way, we'll see what they did for him. Battle system adjustments are going to be to Ribrianne and Jocko. Nerfs, only a single character is getting hit in the back of the knees at this point in time, and that's going to be Super Saiyan 3 Goku again. And as far as adjustments, we have adjustments for legendary Super Saiyan Broly, Trunks, the Gammas, and Frieza. If they keep on tweaking Frieza, he's gonna be like, Frieza's already an issue, mind you. He's like the best defensive character in the game, but they keep tweaking him, he's gonna be like kind of even more oppressive. I'm excited to see what they did for Trunks as well. I can't remember if it was the last patch or the one before, but they just recently buffed the Gammas too. So if they keep tweaking them, they're gonna be a lot more of an issue than they already are as well. So starting off with the buffs to Kid Gohan, his passive skill Friendship Boost, energy attack up effect when ally hero is nearby added 500. All defense up effect when an ally hero is nearby increased from 400 to 500. His skill 2, this is going to be his stun kick when you hold it down. Max time until fully charged decreased. Wow, that's actually kind of big. So they decreased the time. They did something similar to this with Piccolo's special beam cannon a couple of patches ago as well. They slightly decreased the time that you needed to hold down the button to get a full charge by 0.2 seconds, from 1.1 seconds to 0.9 seconds. That's actually pretty big. I'm gonna have to play some Kid Gohan after we do our Bardock gameplay later. Skill number 3, leave this to me. This is his barrier. Energy defense up to self and target ally hero on activation removed. Wow, okay. Energy defense down to enemies within barrier removed, and cooldown decreased from 10 to 8 seconds. Okay, so that was more of an adjustment. Next is gonna be Android 18. Her base HP stats have changed from 8748 through 17963 to max level. They actually gave her more health, 9914 to 20,358. All right, so not really the most with Android 18. I'm actually kind of relieved that they didn't, you know, adjust anything with like her damage numbers or anything like that. I think she's in a good spot. She's in a good spot for now until there's a character that comes out. Well, there's already a couple of characters that kind of make things difficult for her, but until they bring out like a couple of more characters that just make life hell for Android 18, I think she's in a good spot. Now, like I said, there's already a couple that make things kind of for her, but right now she's okay. Next, we're gonna be getting into Oob. All right, let's see what they did for my boy right here. So they raised his base HP stat. He definitely needed that, especially early game. Early game Oob is kind of annoying, I'm not gonna lie. I've been playing a lot of Oob recently. Early game Oob is annoying, but he is a monster once he like gets his skill 1 and his skill 3 up there. But they raised his base HP from 7038 to 25111, all the way to 8280 to 22,770 at max level. Next is gonna be his passive Cyclone Stream. Okay, what did they do to Cyclone Stream? Max number of obtainable cyclones increased from 64 to 96. Oh my god. Oob is about to hit like a homicidal maniac. Skill 1, Rage Barrage. Attainable Cyclone when 1 energy blast hits a target increased from 2 to 4. Yo, they're making Oob a nuke. They're literally making Oob a nuke. Skill 2, Brutal Buster. Rush attack slash shooting chaser range increased, and additional rush attack hits effect increased from 3, 4, and 6 to all 6s across the board. Bro, they spelled it out right here. They turned him into a demon. They turned my boy Oob into a demon. Skill number 3, shooting chaser. Cooldown decreased from oh my god, bro. I'm about to go buy the EX skin for Oob now. We haven't even gotten through the rest of this. We obviously know that they nerfed Super Saiyan 3 Goku down here, got a destruction topo, got 1 change. So I think right now Oob is definitely the winner of this patch. We'll see what they did to the adjustments to Broly, Trunks, the Gammas, and Frieza as well. Last but not least, gonna be God of Destruction topo. Skill number 3, Sphere of Destruction Temper. This is his stance. While in fighting stance, no obstruction effect to self added. Gohan looks pretty good now as well. I really like this change to Gohan. Like I said, this is kind of something that they've done with a few characters already, namely Piccolo is the one that come to mind with Special Beam Cannon, but I really am glad that they slightly decreased this a little bit. It makes it easier to kind of not necessarily snipe people, but it gives them less time to react to it, right? And obviously they just made Oob a freaking demon. I'm so excited to play Oob now. That character is already so fun. I've been playing him a lot recently. That's gonna be my main go-to DPS from now on, outside of Vegito. All right, now let's get into the nerfs that they gave to Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Skill number 1, Super Kamehameha. We saw that come, bro. I said this like last season. I think if they nerf Super Saiyan 3 Goku, it's gonna be his Kamehameha, since it's like the range is so much longer than Super Saiyan Goku's Kamehameha, and to instant transmission Kamehameha because it gives you the instant max charge on it. So until they get this in a place to where they like it and where it's not too oppressive to people, I don't know why they don't just slightly nerf instant transmission in itself instead of just instant transmission paired with the Kamehameha. Just hit all 3 of them. Honestly, just hit all 3 of them, and then Super Saiyan 3 Goku will be in a good spot. Dragon Fist is already a nuke. Just leave that alone. Make everything else slightly weaker though. So the first hit of damage decreased from 450, 500, and 600 to 400, 450, and 550. I'm pretty sure they decreased the first hit damage last time they nerfed him for this move as well by like 50. So I'm guessing it's still a little bit too oppressive for their liking. Damage of follow-up attacks decreased from 130, 130, and 130 to 90, 90, and 90. Damn, they're not happy with Super Saiyan 3 Goku right now. He literally did like single-handedly change the game in season 1. Like, I know he was the first DLC character we got, technically DLC character, I guess. I mean, you have to, you know, you guys know what I mean. But he definitely has been the one character to just turn this game upside down on its head. And then after him, maybe I would say like Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. He just has so much oppressive things as well. So instant transmission Kamehameha, first hit damage decreased from 540, 600, and 720 to 450, 500, and 600, and damage of follow-up attacks decreased from 130, 130, and 130 to 100 across the board. Yeah, they were really not happy with as much even after his first nerf, with as much damage as Super Saiyan 3 Goku was able to do. And keep in mind, they still have refused to touch Dragon Fist, which I think that's okay as long as they keep addressing, you know, Super Kamehameha and instant transmission Kamehameha, because that's where the majority of his damage comes from. Hopefully they never touch like his, when he fills up his meter, that little strengthened or boosted rush attack that he gets as well. Hopefully they don't touch that. They just keep on tweaking these 2 skills right here. And I think Super Saiyan 3 Goku, we'll see how he is this season. But with these nerfs, I mean, they've knocked his damage down a lot at this point. I think he might be in a good spot. He's getting the Super Saiyan Goku treatment, and Super Saiyan Goku is still good. I think he's still a top 5 character too. So, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. Well, I don't know if I want to put both of these characters in the top 5. I haven't done a tier list in a while. I think I need to play a little bit more this season to properly do a tier list, but that's for another day. Now on to the adjustments. We have 4 characters here. The first adjustment is going to be to Legendary Super Saiyan Broly. Passive skill Fiendish Tenacity. Time until Despair Gauge starts to deplete decreased from 5 to 2 seconds. Wow, okay. Skill number 1, Gigantic Knuckle. Despair Gauge charge gain per hit decreased. What? Wait, did I read that wrong? Despair Gauge charge gain per hit decreased from 5, 9, 11, and 12 to 3, 8, 9, and 10. Number of enemies on hit 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Would you guys, I kind of considered all of this to be like somewhat of a nerf, right? Or am I misunderstanding what's going on here? You guys have to let me know down below in the comments. I haven't played that much Broly since he came out. We got, as you guys know, we got Vegito like 2 weeks later, and I've kind of just been playing him and Oob ever since like today, mind you. And then I've been playing, you know, I played a couple of games of Bardock, so we'll get our video on that later on. But as far as what's going on with Broly, I thought he was relatively in a good spot. Skill number 3, Roar. Cooldown decreased from 9 to 7 seconds. Okay, that's pretty good. Despair Gates charge gain decreased from 25, 35, 41, and 45 to 20, 30, 36, and 40. Number of enemies on hit 1, 2, 3, and I'm gonna see how I gotta see how different Broly feels now, because maybe I just read through this too fast. I'm not really comprehending exactly what happened to him. Like I said, down below in the comments, some of you guys let me know, what do you think of Broly now? All right, let's go on to Super Saiyan Trunks. Base HP adjusted from 6955 to 199. He got a boost to 8100 and 18. Oh, he got a slight decrease in his health as he gets to a higher level. But honestly, I feel like this is still really good for Trunks, because early game he kind of has the same struggles as Oob. He definitely needs a little bit more health early game, and I feel like a character like Frieza could use a little bit more health early game as well. But with a character that has their own like turrets and things like that, you kind of got to be careful, because he can be really oppressive if he starts out leveling people a bit too much. I mean, which that's the case with any character in the game, right? But when you have turrets that you can set up, you can kind of get really oppressive really fast, a little bit more than other characters. Next is going to be the Gammas. Passive Gamma switch. Gamma 2's movement speed up increased from 10 to 25%. That's actually a pretty big jump. Skill 1 Gamma Strike. This is going to be the skill that brings in Gamma 2, if I'm not mistaken. Strike damage decreased from 720, 800, and 960 to 500, 550, and 650. That's actually a pretty massive decrease, I'm not gonna lie. Super attack special pose. Stagger effect on enemies hit when activating special pose. What? Why would they take that out? That was like the point. Besides getting, you know, the revive on whatever Gamma died, the stagger was like the whole point of using the pose. Why would they do that? Immune's all effect to self on activation added 1.5 seconds, and while special pose is active, range of rush attacks increase from 3 to 5 meters. I mean, that doesn't make up for taking the stat. This is like the most questionable thing that I've seen in a while. Why would they take this away? Huh. I don't know if I agree with that. I mean, this other stuff, they did get quite a bit of a boost for Gamma 2's movement speed up on the passive. And the rush attack being increased when special pose is active is also good. And we still, you know, the main point of special pose is the revive and combining the health bars together. But I don't get why they would take the stagger effect away. I feel like that gave him a really well-rounded ult. I don't know about that. You guys have to let me know what you think about that down below in the comments. That was surprising. All right, last but not least is First Form Frieza. So skill number 1, show them Zarbon. I felt like this will probably get a damage decrease eventually, because Zarbon, especially at, you know, level 3, this guy is he's smacking you. Damage decreased from 750, 750, and 900 to 650, 650, and 800. Strike defense down effect increased from 50 to 75. Duration of strike defense down effect decreased from 8 to 5 seconds. And for skill number 2, Dodoria. Damage increased from 540, 600, and 720 to 600, 660, and 780. Cooldown decreased from 20 to 18 seconds. While Imperial Decree, this is skill 3, is active. Lunge speed scaling decreased from 2.5 to 1.5. So they slightly, I guess you could say slightly decreased the damage for Zarbon and slightly increased the damage for Dodoria. Dodoria, if you don't see where he's placed, I feel like he's a little bit more annoying than Zarbon. Now, Zarbon is super annoying if you're trying to get away from enemies at low health. Obviously, he's just gonna snipe you. But depending on where Dodoria is, like, maybe he pushes you behind their base and now you're just taking damage for being like in their field zone or whatever. Dodoria can be really annoying. Don't get me wrong, Zarbon can too, like I said, especially if you're trying to get away and he just has like that massive range that can just snipe you down and say you can't get like behind a wall. Can you even get behind a wall and dodge Zarbon's attacks? I can't even remember right offhand. I don't face that many Friezas, but as long as these two are getting changed, they can kind of give Frieza, they can kind of mess with his base stats a little bit, as long as they nerf Zarbon and Dodoria slightly. All right, now on to the bosses. So first, for Ribrianne, her base HP has been increased from 24,500 to 32,000 now, and base HP for Jaco has been increased as well from 24,500 to 28,000. Next is going to be Starr Collection. Updated hero unlock content, added Super Vegito. Damn, we're still in the season that Super Vegito came out and they already added him in Starr Collection. I thought that was supposed to be stuff for next season. But regardless, I mean, that's good in my opinion. Super Vegito changed number 2 to Super Saiyan 3 Goku and changed number 3 to Android 18. We'll be continuing to update the hero unlocks as new heroes are added to the game. Increase the maximum cap size of Starr Collection. I think it was what, like 140 before this update. I wonder what it is now. Probably like 160 or something like that. All right, last but not least are going to be a couple of improvements to Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 and Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Starting with Gamma 1 and Gamma 2, ability details. Fixed text to clearly show the range of rush attacks increases while special pose is active. This is for an already existing ability. Okay, I don't use the Gammas that much, so I haven't necessarily seen this for myself. And for Super Saiyan 3 Goku, ability details. Fixed text to clearly show damage increases once Kamehameha changes to instant transmission Kamehameha. This is for an already existing ability as well. So guys, this was a pretty massive update, I'm not gonna lie. Even though only 4 characters got buffed, 1 character got nerfed, and 4 characters got adjustments, this was still a lot to go through. I still think the clear winner of this patch is definitely Oob. I'm excited to use Oob. I thought they would have did a little bit more for like Android 18, but like I said, right now I think she's probably in a good spot. They don't need to do too much with her. I do like the health increase, the base HP increase that they gave to her. I definitely think that was warranted. I definitely think Oob needs that, and I definitely think Trunks needed that as well. So I'm excited for those changes. As far as Broly, I'm still kind of like 50-50 on what they did to him. Hopefully you guys can give me a little bit better of an understanding of exactly how good or how bad this is for him. The Gammas, I don't really play the Gammas that much, but maybe I'll try them out a little bit more. Probably the most shocking change out of this whole patch was to the Gammas, taking the stagger effect away from their special pose. I still don't know why they would do that. That like takes away half of why his ult was so good, you know, besides the revive effect and merging the health bars together. And Super Saiyan 3 Goku, we knew another nerf was coming. We just didn't know how hard they would hit him. They hit the same 2 skills again, skill 1 and skill 3, along with skill 1 added on top of that. Super Kamehameha and instant transmission Kamehameha. So hopefully they don't bother him or Super Saiyan Goku too much more after this. One day I hope Super Saiyan Goku can be on the buff side of these patches, but it'll probably be a while before that happens. And as far as the battle system adjustments, Ribrianne and Jocko getting a little bit more HP, giving people a little bit more time to kind of get to the boss. Maybe if like your teammates died or whatever, you're there by yourself. An opponent can't just come and like steal the objective anymore in like one ult, right? It's gonna take them a little bit longer to do it. Hopefully giving your teammates enough time to get there and back you up and maybe snipe it if they have the chance. But that is gonna do it for the big season 3.2 patch notes for Dragon Ball Genshin Squadron, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you all enjoyed the video. Like I said, this is gonna be a long one. We still have other content to get to today, so I'm gonna hurry up and wrap this up, get this uploaded for you guys, and we can get to the Bardock gameplay. So hope you all enjoyed the video. Have a great day. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out, my boys.